Hey everybody, my name is Nathan. For those of you who don't know me, who might have just stumbled upon this channel or this video, I had said the other day on Facebook that I kind of see the need and I kind of have the urge lately to do some video blogging, which isn't something I'm in the habit of doing. I've got a lot on my mind lately, and I think video might be the best way to get what's on my mind off rather than in written form, which usually takes a little bit longer. Um, so this video topic is going to be about open carrying, and specifically open carrying activism. That's lightning in the background. It's no UFO or anything like that. So the reason why I want to talk about open carrying activism is because, of course, it's been back in the news recently. Most recently, there was an article and some activism that happened the other day. It might have been in Texas. I can't remember where it was. It was a group of 8 people who tried to enter a Texas roadhouse with long rifles, shotguns, hunting rifles, maybe ARs. I have no idea. I didn't look at the video that close, but I did watch a good chunk of the video. They were asked to leave after the manager checked the policy. The manager told them that they could eat there if they left their weapons in their vehicles, and they decided not to. Then apparently, they supposedly went to Sonic, and the same thing happened with them at Sonic. Um, so, for those of you who don't know me, I've got 3.5 years experience in the Army. I was in the infantry. I've got a ton of firearms experience. I'm personally a Second Amendment advocate. I have a concealed weapons permit, and I often open carry rather than concealed carry. It just depends on the situation that I'm in and the environment that I'm in. But I think open carrying is a really good deterrent from people who want to do you harm. And I'll go into that a little bit more here shortly. But anyway, so my question to people who think it's a good idea to walk around the streets or try to enter a business with an AR or a shotgun or a hunting rifle or an AK or whatever a long weapon or long rifle might be considered as is, I mean, why do you really think that's a good idea? Or maybe a better way to put it is, why do you think it's productive? Feel free to let me know that in the comment section below. Um, and my next question is, why even do it, period? So I open carry for 2 reasons. I open carry to provide my own personal protection. I personally believe that open carrying is a good deterrent from people who want to do you harm, whether it's rape, robbery, assault, whatever the situation might be. I think that if somebody is open carrying and there's somebody, in the near vicinity that's looking to do harm to somebody, I think it's pretty safe to say that the person with an open carrying gun is not going to be the targeted person. So that's part of the reason why I choose to open carry. Another part of the reason why is because, like everybody who practices activism or utilizes their rights, if we don't practice our rights, if we don't utilize our rights, then we'll lose them. I understand that. So that's another aspect of it. And the third aspect is, I want to show people that people can responsibly carry firearms. It doesn't have to be just the police, because that's what they're pushing for now. They're pushing for all this gun control because of one mass murder after another, or because of one ridiculous Second Amendment activist, or whatever the situation might be. They're pushing to take people's guns away and only let agents of the state have them, which is a very, very, very dangerous situation. And one of the pushes right now is to actually take guns from veterans who have PTSD, which that's certainly not going to happen. So anyway, back on topic. Why do you think it's productive? I personally think that if these 8 people went into Texas Roadhouse with sidearms on their hips rather than these long weapons, I would be willing to bet they probably would not have had a problem. It's not as flashy. It's much more nonchalant. And it doesn't bring as much of attention to yourself. And you're still able to get your point across. Another aspect of that is that, if these 8 guys did get into the restaurant and had a meal, And let's say that 1 or 2 people came in with their own guns and decided to rob the place. Are you going to take off your AR or your shotgun and open fire in a heavily populated private establishment? I personally, with a military background, would advise. Really, this is obviously very situational, but there's what I'm getting at is the risk factor. The risk factor of shooting somebody with a shotgun out in public or in a private restaurant or with a semi-automatic AR-15, the risk just naturally goes up. Okay, unless you're extremely proficient with your firearm. You can protect yourself just fine with a handgun in a restaurant or walking down the street. So another aspect that I think I've already mentioned is that a part of the reason why we do this activism is to promote it, to encourage it. We know that an armed society is a polite society. An armed society is a safer society. Most especially with people who are responsible while they're armed, and the majority of the people are. It's only a fraction of people who are irresponsible. It's only a fraction of people who are out there using violence against people, most especially in the form of having a firearm. So I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I just think that you can get your point across crystal clear with having a nonchalant, non-flashy sidearm, that you can protect yourself with a sidearm, and I think that you'll win people over, whether it's an individual you're giving a brochure or a flyer to about Second Amendment rights and why it's important to protect yourself and not wait for the police when they're only minutes away and seconds count. And when you're going to a private establishment that they may have not taken a stand on the Second Amendment, and you're going in there with all these flashy big guns. I mean, they're more worried about business, to be quite frank with you, than they are your rights. And I strongly believe that if people were going in there with handguns, with sidearms, that you would not be running into this problem. I've never been asked to leave a private establishment with my firearm except for one place, I think, and that was a mall. And actually, I was even concealed carrying that day, and I had apparently been over to tie my shoe. Somebody saw my gun, told the security, and the security asked me to leave. And I told them, I was like, listen, there's no signs on the door, blah, 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 blah. So obviously private property rights, when you enter a private property, that supersedes your individual rights, because at that point it's a kind of a contractual situation where you're going into their property. They have their own rules according to their own property. If they don't want you in there, with a firearm, then you have to respect that or leave. It's as simple as that. And that's what these people did. They left, and they weren't able to have a nice steak dinner. So really, that's all I want to say about it. Be productive. Think about these things when we're doing activism. Think about, how can I be more productive? How can I win more people over to our cause? How can I be a better, a more effective ambassador or representative, so to speak, of the cause that I'm trying to push out there and encourage and promote? And just to reiterate again, I think that me personally, I'm not carrying my long arms out in public. I feel just fine and dandy and safe and sound with my small little Glock 26, and I've been able to strike up very positive conversations with it. I haven't had any negative conversations about it. Nobody's ever ridiculed me or bashed me for utilizing a little sidearm. And that's about it. It's common sense for the most part. So I just want people to think about these things. Maybe make some adjustments in your activism, and you might see some better results. So I think that's about all I got to say. So anyway, this is video number 1. I've already filmed video number 2 because this was like a retake number 3. Because I really Well, the reason why I haven't done video blogging is just because I've never liked the idea of me being on camera to begin with. But that's just something I got to get over, I guess. So anyway, I got more videos coming, and I'm going to plan on making another one this weekend. So I hope all is well. And if you like what I had to say about this, if you like my opinion, then feel free to share. All right, peace.